Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Rich and your puppy Huno, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is his ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and let go on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Your puppy's going to come home with his very own training collar, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now, if you notice, Huno is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking without pulling you down the street, and the command is, heel. Now his job at this point is to match pace with his trainer, not forging ahead or lagging behind, but walking like a gentleman right next to Rich's left leg. If Rich turns, he turns. If they change pace, changes pace. If they change direction, he stays right at heel position. And that means that his shoulders don't pass your left leg when walking. And when Rich stops, he's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. Now this makes walking your puppy a pleasure, and you're going to be much more willing to take him for walks as he's growing and getting larger if he's walking next to you like a gentleman and he's focused more on you than what's going on around him. And if you see him looking up at Rich, that's the kind of attention that we want you to get when he comes home, so that he's focused on you. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and it is a one-word command. The long sit-stay when you're practicing at home is for 30 seconds, working all the way up to 3 minutes. This helps to develop his self-control and maturity. When Rich returns back to him, he will walk all the way around him as an additional distraction, and he should remain seated until Rich gets all the way back to where they started, and he gets a nice pat for praise, and they take off heeling again. So the heel exercise is really important, especially to my folks who live in the cities or who have busy neighborhoods, because they need a dog that's well under control on walks, not lunging out at passerbys. And each time that you stop, if you stop to cross traffic or talk to someone, he's sitting nicely at your left.
Stay.
And now this is the sit-stay again. And again, this command is great. Practice it right in your living room. It helps to develop his self-control, and Weimeraners are short on self-control. This time, instead of returning back to him, Rich is going to demonstrate the come on command. You use his name and a happy voice and the one-word command come. So it's come, and then he returns back to heel and back sitting. What a good boy. You always want your come command to have a light tone to it, and he should always get praised for coming to you. Not over-the-top praise, because then you got to get him back on all 4 feet. So everything is about his having some self-control. Rich is going to leave him again and demonstrate that come on command again. You notice how Rich keeps his voice low so that the dog doesn't get so amped up that he stops paying attention. And then he goes back to heel and back sitting very nicely. I think for a baby, he's done a fabulous job here at school. A baby Wiemeraner, which is not an easy puppy to raise, and he's done a really great job. Now the next exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is your down from a heel position. So with your dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down and stay. Your down stays he can hold a little bit longer. Again, you're going to practice indoors as well as outdoors. for about 45 seconds, working all the way up to 5 minutes. When Rich returns back to him, he will walk all the way around him again as he did on the sit-stay, and everything starts and stops at that heel position. So if you notice that every time Rich returns back to Huno's shoulders, he gives him another command. And that's what he's been taught to expect here at school. Always have your puppy sitting before you attempt to put him into a down, and then before you walk away, remember to tell him to stay. And this time Rich will call him out of that down. Don't let him be sniffing and eating stuff off the ground if you're working outside. That's just a distraction technique, and you don't want him doing that because 9 times out of 10 he'll get up. He's so cute. And he's a smart little guy, and he loves to sit in the sun. Weimeraners don't have a lot of hair, so he can be cold. Now this time, Rich is going to leave him in a sit-stay.
Stay.
He's going to turn to face him. This is your down from a distance.
Down.
That was a long way down, but he did do it, so that was good. That is your down from a distance command, and again, you can tell him to stay. And then Rich is going to return all the way back around him back to heel position. And he did a really, really good job. Now we've demonstrated for you all of his formal on-leash obedience commands. Heeling, sitting, sit, stay, down, down, stay, come, and down from a distance. These are the exercises that you're going to be practicing with him when Amanda brings him home to you on Monday. She's also going to bring a packet of information that's going to help you in continuing to raise him successfully. And we are always here. If you need our help here at the school, just give us a call. We've enjoyed having him, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.